If I told you that 90% of eye health supplements are absolute garbage with zero real evidence, would you even be surprised? Most of you are wasting your money on supplements that do absolutely nothing for your vision. Meanwhile, there are many evidence-based formulas that actually improve your eyesight, many of which your doctor probably never told you about. I'm Dr. Christian Gonzalez, and I just broke down the top 5 evidence-based supplements for protecting your vision, ranked by strength of evidence. I'm giving you the exact dosages, who should take the supplements, who shouldn't, and what brands I actually trust for each one. Don't waste your money on snake oil eye supplements. Protect your vision with what actually works in the science. And I'm here to tell you what to spend your hard-earned money on. Today, I am breaking down the top 5 supplements backed by real clinical research that actually protects your vision. It slows down eye degeneration. I'm giving you the exact evidence scores, how they work, clinical dosages, who should take them, who shouldn't take them, and of course, brands that I trust. I am Dr. Christian Gonzalez, a functional medicine doctor. I specialize in nervous system regulation and clinical supplementation. And the reason I'm doing this is because 90% of eye health supplements out there have zero real evidence behind them, and I'm sick and tired of people wasting their money on garbage. And here's a reality. Your eyes are under attack, and I mean it. Blue light, UV radiation, oxidative stress, chronic inflammation, age-related macular degeneration, that is the #1 leading cause of blindness in adults over 50 years old. And just because you may not be anywhere near 50 years old doesn't mean you don't make the investments now. And we're seeing vision problems in people in their 30s and 40s because of, guess what? Your screens and your diet. But specific nutrients have been proven in large-scale trials to protect your eyes, slowing down the progression of disease by up to 25%. And by the end of this video, you will know exactly what works and what doesn't. Let's get into it. All right, before we jump into the top 5, let's talk about what the heck is actually destroying our eyes right now. Your retina has the highest metabolic rate of any tissue in your body, which is crazy. Every time light hits it, free radicals get generated. And imagine how much light is hitting your eyes from when you open them till you go to sleep. That's oxidative stress, and it's happening in real time. And now we're adding in blue light from screens, UV radiation, chronic inflammation, poor circulation, nutrient deficiencies. Your eyes are under constant attack, repairing and breaking down and repairing and breaking down. And here's the thing, it's not just a thing that affects people over 60 years old anymore. The average American spends over 7 hours a day on their screens, and studies are showing that vision degeneration rates are skyrocketing in young adults. Some research out there is suggesting that by 2050, nearly half the global population will be nearsighted. We're seeing dry eye, digital eye strain, early macular degeneration in people as early as 30 and 40 years old. And I mentioned this, age-related macular degeneration is the leading cause of blindness in adults over 50 years old. And once it progresses, it is really, really hard to reverse. So what's driving it? The blue light, not protecting your eyes in the sun, oxidative stress, chronic inflammation, poor circulation, nutrient deficiencies. These are the things that are really breaking us down. And people aren't eating nearly enough antioxidants or carotenoids to protect the macula. But here is the good news. Specific nutrients have been proven in large-scale trials to reduce the risk of advanced macular degeneration by 25%. That research is solid. Let's cut through the noise. Let's get into actually what works. Here are the top 5 ranked by strength of evidence supplements for better eye health. Coming in at number 5, we have omega-3 fatty acids, specifically DHA and EPA from fish oil or algae oil. The strength of evidence is 4 out of 10. Now, I'm going to be straight with you. Omega-3s are not a magic bullet for macular degeneration. They do a lot of things for the body, but a lot of people really think that omega-3s are the major key, and they are a key, but not the major one. Omega-3s are essential fatty acids. Your body cannot make them. You have to get them from food or supplements. DHA makes up about 60% of the fatty acids in your retina. It is literally the structural component of your photoreceptor cells, the cells that let you see. But how does it work? DHA maintains the integrity and the fluidity of these cell membranes. And remember, cell membrane health is a key essential part to your overall health. Now, it reduces inflammation by producing anti-inflammatory molecules. They're called resolvins and protectins, and they improve the blood flow in the eye. It supports the film that tears are made out of, which is really critical for dry eyes. Now, what does the evidence actually show for omega-3s? The AREDS-2 trial, it's one of the largest eye health studies ever done. They added omega-3s to their standard formula, and the result, it didn't slow down age-related macular degeneration, or it didn't improve any visual outcomes. there was actually zero benefit from macular degeneration. But, this is important, pay attention, omega-3s do help with dry eye disease and tear gland function. Multiple trials show that they actually improve your tear quality. And that's really important because you want the surface of your eyes to be moist. And what is the number one thing that dries your eyes? Staring at screens all day. So if you're not eating fatty fish like salmon, mackerel, sardines, at least 2 or 3 times a week, you probably are going to need this for your general health, but for sure for your eye health. Omega-3s may not be good for anyone on blood thinners like warfarin or aspirin. As always, for any supplement and any list that I ever do, talk to your doctor first. And remember, if you have a fish or shellfish allergy, go with the algae-based omega-3s. They're just as effective and they're plant-based. The typical dosage for omega-3s is 250 to 1,000 milligrams of combined DHA and EPA per day. For dry eyes specifically, they use about 1,000 milligrams. Quality matters with omega-3s. I cannot say it enough. You want molecularly distilled fish oils to remove all of the heavy metals and toxins. An extra big thumbs up is any companies that have IFOS certification. That is a gold standard for third-party testing. And for eye health, you want to look for a ratio of 2-to-1 DHA to EPA. So if you're getting 1,000 milligrams of fish oil, you want about 600 to 700 milligrams of that being DHA. The form matters. Triglyceride or phospholipid forms absorb way better than ethyl ester forms. Check the label and see what you're getting. One of my favorite brands, Nordic Naturals Ultimate Omega. It's super clean, great absorption, third-party tested. It's been around for a while. The Peori fish oil is fantastic. This is one that has a high DHA ratio and it's excellent quality across the board, super transparent company. The Designs for Health Omega Veil, it uses a triglyceride form and lipase enzymes for better absorption. You don't want to mess around with omega-3s. You don't want low quality ones. You want to get a top quality one, and those are my favorite brands. Remember, omega-3s are foundational for your overall health, especially if you have dry eye. And if you're on your phone, if you're scrolling, think about omegas to help your eyes. Number 4, you want antioxidants. And the 2 best antioxidants for your eyes are vitamin C and vitamin E. That's a classic duo. It's the Bonnie and Clyde of antioxidants. The strength of evidence is 5 out of 10. Vitamin C is a water-soluble antioxidant. Vitamin E is a fat-soluble antioxidant. Both are powerful free radical scavengers. They protect the cells of the eyes from oxidative damage. And remember, I said oxidative damage happens from the moment you open your eyes to the moment you close your eyes. Your retina is constantly generating free radicals from light exposure. And these antioxidants will help neutralize them before they destroy your photoreceptor cells. So how does it work? Vitamin C protects the aqueous parts of your eye. Those are the fluid-filled areas, while vitamin E protects the lipid-rich cell membranes in your retina. Together, they create a complementary defense system, Bonnie and Clyde, and what they're doing is protecting your eye against oxidative stress. Really cool thing is vitamin C also regenerates vitamin E after it's been oxidized, so they're best friends. Another really cool thing is vitamin C also regenerates vitamin E after it's been oxidized. They work together synergistically. What does the evidence show? Here is the critical point. The original AREDS trial showed that vitamin C at 500 milligrams and vitamin E at 400 IU slowed down age-related macular degeneration progression, but only when they were combined with zinc and carotenoids. They didn't work alone. So as standalone supplements, they showed minimal to no benefit for the eye. These are adjunct players. Think about team versus individual. We're not thinking about golf. We're thinking about football, basketball. But these antioxidants play a major role in your overall health as well. So if you're eating vitamin C and vitamin E rich foods, you're also protecting your eye. This is good for anyone taking the AREDS formula, which I'm going to talk about in a little bit. People with intermediate or advanced age-related macular degeneration, especially in one eye. Anyone looking for general antioxidant support as part of their comprehensive eye strategy, you've got to think about vitamin C and vitamin E. It is not good for anyone who's using high-dose vitamin E, especially above 400 IUs a day, because it can increase bleeding risk, especially if you're antioxidant. As always, talk to your doctor. What are the typical doses? Vitamin C, 500 milligrams daily. Vitamin E, 400 IU daily. Those are the doses that were used in the research. How do you shop for it? For vitamin C, you want to look for ascorbic acid or a buffered form like calcium ascorbate, especially if you have a sensitive stomach. For vitamin E, you want natural D-alpha tocopherol, not synthetic DL-alpha tocopherol. You want the D-alpha tocopherol. This natural form is better absorbed, more biologically active. Even better, when you have D-alpha tocopherol, you want to have it with mixed tocopherols for better absorption. Some of my favorite brands for vitamin C: Symbiotica, Quicksilver, pure encapsulations, and body bio. Some of my favorite brands of vitamin E: Integrative Therapeutics Vitamin E and Thorne's Ultimate E. Vitamin C and E, they are solid antioxidants, but they're supportive players. They're coming off the bench. They don't carry the team alone. They're not the superstars, not just yet. For that, we need to talk about the nutrients that actually concentrate in your macula, the ones that do the heavy lifting. These are the stars of the team that bring home the bacon. Number 3, we have zinc and copper, and this is where the evidence starts getting really, really strong. With an evidence score of 7 out of 10, zinc is an essential mineral that is absolutely critical for your retinal health and your visual function. It is one of the most concentrated minerals in your eye, particularly in the retina. Copper is added, especially to zinc, especially when it's a higher dose, because zinc can deplete copper over time. And that can cause anemia, neurological issues, blood cell issues. So we always want them paired together. That's how you know there's a good formula. So how does it work? Zinc plays a critical role in vitamin A metabolism. That's really important because it's essential for the function of your photoreceptor cells in your retina. It's also a cofactor for antioxidant enzymes, especially a major king antioxidant enzyme is called superoxide dismutase. This protects your retinal cells from oxidative damage. Zinc is also really important at just maintaining the overall structural integrity of your eye. So what does the evidence show? Is this stuff worth your money? The AREDS trial demonstrated that zinc oxide at 80 milligrams plus copper at 2 milligrams reduced the risk of advanced age-related macular degeneration by about 25% over 5 years. And this was a massive study. It's the third time I'm mentioning it. It had over 3,600 participants, and they followed them for years. And the results were clear. Zinc works. But here's the key. It works best when it's combined with other antioxidants. Zinc alone, it shows benefit, but in combination with vitamins like vitamin C, vitamin E, and other carotenoids, it was more effective than alone. So zinc and copper will be good for anyone with intermediate age-related macular degeneration. It's also indicated for anyone with advanced macular degeneration in one eye who wants to protect the other eye from going down that route. People over 60, for sure, really important, especially if there's a history of macular degeneration. It's a cornerstone of evidence-based protection. It won't be good for someone who wants to eat zinc on an empty stomach. You got to eat it on a full stomach because it can cause GI upset, nausea, and stomach discomfort. Also, long-term high doses of zinc without copper can lead to copper deficiency. So the typical dose in the research, zinc oxide was the form at 80 milligrams plus copper at 2 milligrams daily. That's actually the exact dosage that was used in the research. So how are you going to shop for it? You want to look for zinc oxide specifically. That was the form, although products that have zinc citrate or zinc gluconate, they're fine. I'm just talking about what was in the research. They're fine for general supplementation. But oxide was the one that really we saw was helpful for macular degeneration, and make sure it has copper at 2 milligrams. Now, that's going to be in the AREDS formula, which I'll talk about in a little bit. It's kind of hard to find zinc oxide and copper together in a formula. You can buy zinc oxide by itself and copper separately. There's a brand of zinc and copper together that I like. It's by Zymogen. And I'm going to say this, don't just buy from a third-party vendor a professional brand product like Zymogen. You want to buy it directly from them, from their store. Don't cut any corners for top quality supplements. All right, so we know zinc and copper can be proven players in macular degeneration prevention. But here's the one thing. It's still not the most powerful nutrient for your macula. Because what we talk about next actually concentrates directly in the center of your retina and filters the most damaging light in there before it can cause harm. This is where the real protection starts. Let's go to number 2. Ooh, I love this one. I love this one because it works. Lutein and zeaxanthin. Now we're in the heavy hitters. Now we're in the Michael Jordan, LeBron James of eye health. This is the good stuff. Evidence score of 8.5 out of 10. Lutein and zeaxanthin are called carotenoids. They are plant pigments and they act as powerful antioxidants. But I'm gonna tell you what makes them special. They concentrate specifically in the macula of your eye, the center part of your retina that is responsible for really sharp, detailed vision. They're found in food, dark leafy greens like kale, spinach, collard greens, egg yolks, but most people aren't eating nearly enough to get therapeutic doses. Lutein and zeaxanthin, they do 2 critical things. First off, they filter high energy blue light before it can damage your photoreceptor cells. Think of them like internal sunglasses that we're wearing that is protecting your retina. Second, They act as powerful antioxidants that are neutralizing free radicals before they can cause damage in your eye. And together they form what is called your macular pigment. The denser your macular pigment, or your sunglasses internally, the better protection your eyes have from light damage and degeneration. So what the heck does the evidence show? The AREDS 2 trial confirmed that lutein at 10 milligrams plus zeaxanthin at 2 milligrams significantly reduced macular degeneration progression and improved safety overall compared to original formula that just used beta carotene as the antioxidant. Now, this was a multi-center randomized controlled trial with over 4,000 participants. It is a strong study, and the results showed a 26% reduction in progression to advanced macular degeneration over 5 years. Ladies and gentlemen, this is how you protect your eyes. Beyond that, the studies have shown that lutein and zeaxanthin actually improve your visual acuity, your ability to see contrast in objects, your ability to recover from glare. They also accumulate in your lens, so it's going to help prevent cataracts. Who's it good for? Honestly, everyone, especially people over 40. Anyone with any intermediate or late stage macular degeneration, anyone with any intermediate or late stage macular degeneration, it's good for you. Anyone with a family history of macular degeneration or cataracts, it's good for you. People with a lot of screen time, it's good for you. Anyone who doesn't eat at least 2 or 3 cups of dark leafy greens, it is good for you. Who's it not good for? Most people it's good for. Who's it not good for? Look, lutein and zeaxanthin, they're incredibly safe. There are virtually no contraindications. Of course, talk to your doctor. Typical dosages, 10 milligrams of lutein plus 2 milligrams of zeaxanthin daily. This is the dose that is used in the AREDS 2 study and the dose with the highest, strongest evidence. How are you going to shop for it? Look for 10 milligrams of lutein and 2 milligrams of zeaxanthin per serving. It should be in a fat-soluble form, ideally taken with a meal that contains some fat for better absorption. Some of my favorite brands, Now Foods has a really nice lutein and zeaxanthin formula. So does Progressive Labs and Jarrow. Yeah, ladies and gentlemen, lutein and zeaxanthin are absolute powerhouses for your eye protection. They are foundational. But there's one formula, one combination that rises above everything else. One formula that's been studied for over 20 years in the largest, most rigorous eye health trials ever conducted. One formula that has the strongest evidence based on anything we've talked about today. And that's where we're going next. But before we get to number 1, I want to give you the 2 honorable mentions. These didn't make the top 5 because the evidence is still emerging, but the research is extremely promising and I'm watching it closely for y'all. Saffron, an evidence score of 7.5 out of 10. There's been multiple studies in 2024 showing that saffron, the spice, can actually improve retinal function in people with age-related macular degeneration. One study found that 20 milligrams of saffron daily for 12 months improved retinal electrical activity, even in people who are already in the AREDS therapy, even in the people who are already on the AREDS formula. Another study showed improvements in visual acuity and contrast sensitivity over 3 to 12 months. And it's really interesting because saffron is neuroprotective overall, especially in mood changes like depression. And the other honorable mention is mirtazanol, which is bilberry plus pycnogenol. The evidence score is 7 out of 10. And this is a really specific combination of bilberry and pycnogenol. It's a pine bark extract, and a double-blind randomized control trial found that it reduced intraocular pressure, and a double-blind randomized control trial found that it reduced intraocular pressure. So this is really good for people who have glaucoma. And there is emerging evidence that it's actually good for microvascular support, making the eye overall stronger. These 2 are really exciting. They need larger, longer-term trials to make it a top 5 one, but I'm going to keep my eye on them, no pun intended. And here we are, number 1, the undisputed heavyweight. This is the Michael Jordan, this is the LeBron James, this is Serena Williams of eye health, the AREDS 2 formula. The evidence is a 9 out of 10. The AREDS 2 formula is a specific combination of nutrients based on age-related eye disease studies. The AREDS or AREDS 2 formula is a specific combination of nutrients based on the age-related eye disease study 2. It is a massive clinical trial funded by the National Eye Institute, and the study was significant. It followed a lot of people over a while. 4,000 people to be exact for years, and the formula contained 500 milligrams of vitamin C, 400 IUs of vitamin E, 10 milligrams of lutein, 2 milligrams of zeaxanthin, 80 milligrams of zinc as zinc oxide, and 2 milligrams of copper as copper oxide. Well, does it work? This was a multi-targeted synergistic approach of all of the things that they knew can help individually the eyes, but as a team, take it to the next level. Y'all know already, vitamin C and vitamin E are powerful antioxidants to protect the eye. Lutein and zeaxanthin, these are all-stars as well. They concentrate in the macula. You know that they're internal sunglasses. Zinc, we know, is absolutely critical for retinal health and vitamin A metabolism. We know copper's got to be in there with zinc. But together, they created a team. They created the 96 Bulls. Synergistically, this whole formula is always going to be more powerful than one single ingredient alone. What does the evidence show? This is the strongest evidence-based eye health supplementation that is on the market. The original ARED study followed over 3,600 people for 5 years, and they found a 25% reduction in the risk of progression to advanced macular degeneration. The AREDS 2 formula, which is different than the original formula, added lutein and zeaxanthin, and they removed beta-carotene. Why? Because beta-carotene can increase lung cancer risk in those people who smoke. So, ladies and gentlemen, this is not a small pilot study. This is the gold standard, government-funded, peer-reviewed, reproducible science with thousands of participants. It's good for anyone with intermediate age-related macular degeneration, anyone who has vision issues, anyone whose eyes are degrading, anyone with macular degeneration in one eye and wants to protect the other, people with a family history, people who are over 60 years old and they're having vision problems, current smokers, former smokers, anyone whose eyes have taken a hit. If you're on your computer and your phone, you may want to consider this, especially if you're using blue light for over 2 hours a day on your phone or your computer or TV and you're not protecting it with blue blockers, you may want to consider this. Now, if you don't have macular degeneration, the results are going to be as dramatic. They're going to be more prophylactic long-term for you. Because of the zinc, you may get nauseous, so make sure you have it on a stomach that has some food in it and some fat in your meal. So the dosages for the formula dosages go like this. Vitamin C, 500 milligrams, vitamin E, 400 IU, lutein, 10 milligrams, zeaxanthin, 2 milligrams, zinc, 80 milligrams, copper, 2 milligrams. You don't want to mess with the doses. This is what was studied. And how do you shop for it? You want to look for any formula that says AREDS 2 formula. That is the exact nutrient amounts that was seen in the study. You want to avoid any ones that have beta carotene. Some brands, they up-level it, they add a little bit of omega-3s. That's fine. If you go online and type it in, you're probably going to see the PreserVision AREDS 2. That's the original brand from the study. It's trusted by many ophthalmologists. They have a Bausch & Lomb Ocuvite one that's high quality, widely available. There's one that I found before I put together the show that I really liked. It's called Macular Health Complete by the Eye Promise. And that's the AREDS plus additional nutrients to support aging eyes. Look, it's never too early to talk about eye health, right? You don't have to be 50 plus years old to consider this. If you're 20 years old, it's important. If you're 30 years old, it's definitely more important. And if you're 40, y'all better start working on the eye health. So look, your vision is precious. It's not just about seeing. It's about how you experience the world. You want to have strong eyes with good contrast, good glare recovery, good quality vision. Vision's how you connect with the world. It's how you connect with the people you love. It's how you watch the most wonderful movies that you want to watch. And it's how you connect with the world. It's how you connect with people you love. It's how your mouth salivates when you see good food or enjoy your favorite movie. Protect your vision. There's a lot of insults out there that are running amok on our eye health. And the truth is, most of you don't think about protecting your eyes until it's too late. And I don't want you guys to be losing your vision. You got the top 5 evidence-based, clinically proven supplements out there. Get on it if you're worried about losing your vision. Get on it if you're worried about your vision not being as sharp as it was every decade. And if you are over 50, follow this really closely and make sure you add omega-3s for dry eyes. Consider my bonus ones, especially if you're suffering. This isn't about guesswork. It's not about wellness BS. This is about science. If you enjoyed this show, do me a favor as always, hit that subscribe button, drop a comment about which supplement surprised you or which one you're interested in trying. And that's what Heal Thyself is all about. Take care of your vision, take care of each other. You only got one pair of eyes. I love you all.